Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wendy Lloyd Curley coming to you with a little bit of training on visitor follow-up. We spend so much time talking about how to invite visitors, how to bring them, how to treat them while they're in the room, but we don't talk a lot about visitor follow-up. Today, I went to an amazing meeting with BNI BizMasters, and they had a fantastic turnout of visitors. And it made me wonder, do we have a structure and a system that we've talked about really openly for visitor follow-up? So that's what today's training is all about for you. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you need to do with the visitors who have attended your chapter meeting is segment them, because not everybody needs to be treated the same, do they? So what's segment number one? Substitutes. The members who couldn't be in the room today have invited substitutes to be there in their place, and that member should send them a thank you email. There's your visitor follow-up. Thank you for representing me. It was great that you were there. Let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. Now, what do the visitor hosts do with these people as well? Well, if they're BNI members from other chapters, they don't need to do anything. The member has already thanked them. But if they're not interested in BNI for their business, like, for example, they're employees of the member, or maybe they're family members of the member and they're representing them, they don't have a business that they represent, well, then there's no follow-up required for them either, other than for the member to thank them for coming. However, in this category, which is, wow, this is kind of cool, I'm interested in BNI for my business. Well, we've got some more information about how to follow up with them later. So they're an important segment to pay attention to. Now, what about guests, BNI members who have just come to your meeting without being a sub or anything? They're visiting, maybe they're visiting from another country. Maybe they're visiting from another region. Maybe they're just visiting from a chapter that meets in the same location, but on a different day. It doesn't matter. The visitor host should send them a thank you email. They invited themselves, or maybe they were invited by someone else, but the visitor host should really send them a simple thank you email. Thanks for coming. And then there's visitors. So these are the people who we really want to focus on, and that's where the follow-up energy should go. So if the visitor expressed interest in membership, either now or in the future, it doesn't matter. If they're interested in your chapter, then the visitor host should introduce them to a specific membership committee member in your chapter. It's usually the person who's the community builder chair. They are responsible for attendance in the chapter and also helping us get a balanced chapter. So they'd be able to answer that person's questions or offer any insight. So that's an introduction that should be made. And personally, I think that should be made one person at a time. So if you have 4 people who are interested who visited your chapter this week, that's 4 emails you should send. That way it's more personalized, all right? There's also visitors who express interest in membership in another chapter. Maybe they have already decided that they have a competitor in the room that they would not like to be in the room with. Or maybe they want a different geography, like you've invited them to be at the beaches, but they actually want to be in Hornsby. That's pretty far, isn't it? So you might want to help them. So here's what I want you to do for them. The visitor host should introduce them to our regional concierge. His name is David Cook right now, so we're probably going to add to that team over time. But David is our concierge, and the visitor host should introduce those people to David, and he will be able to find them an existing or a launch chapter in the right area or at the right time for them. Okay, and if they want something that's even outside of our region, David is still the right point of call. He'll be able to figure it out for them. And then last but not least, there's visitors who aren't ready for BNI. Not yet anyway. Well, the visitor host should definitely send them a thank you email and offer to connect them with members and ask if we can invite them to special events. We might invite them to a special regional after hours event, or maybe a gala dinner or something like that, and could participate without being a member, but still be a quasi part of our network. So those were the actual segments that I would actually think about each time that I did a follow-up with each week, every week. So sorry, I got distracted because something happened on my phone, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep going. So every week, that's the segmentation that I would do. Then there's some people on that list who deserve to get phone calls. Who should make those phone calls? Well, that's really up to the region, but I think the membership committee would be a good person to do this. Do you want better results? Call them. Call people who expressed interest in membership in your chapter to follow up. Here's a suggested script for you. Hi, I'm John from the BNI Membership Committee. Thanks for coming to our meeting today. And then have a little conversation with him about that. I know you enjoyed the meeting, so I thought I'd call to see if there's any more information you need about our chapter or BNI overall. Now, at that point, listen to what they say and answer what you can. But if they ask a lot of questions, you can say, you know what? You should actually go to the discovery call that we hold every week, because the executive directors answer all of these questions and more. So that'd be a good referral. And then last but not least, thank them for their time. Tell them we enjoyed meeting you and would love for you to consider an application for membership. Now, ensure they received the link, because they should have received a link in an automatic email from BNI Connect, and maybe they've received one from the visitor host team as well. I would suggest that that's a smart thing to do. Notice how I didn't say, we hope you'll join our chapter. I said, we would love for you to consider an application. All right, make sure that you're using the right words, because they might not get in. Now, just as a final thought for you, I wanted to let you know what the process is when someone does put in an application. So they apply, they put their application in, our regional office contacts them and says hello, thanks them, and lets them know we're about to send them an invoice. And then we send them an invoice. But we don't just send it without a phone call first. We let them know that it's our practice to send the invoice now and for them to pay it in advance. And then the membership committee can follow through with their application with a confidence that this person is financially able to be part of BNI. Then the chapter membership committee, in particular, the quality assurance chair, organizes an interview, sets up subsequent meetings, maybe with members in the membership committee or members of their contact sphere, so that we get a really good feel for their fit in the chapter. They also perform due diligence and they contact the references that they provided. All right, so that happens. And the vice president, this is my suggestion, the vice president should send the applicant an official invitation and link to subsequent meetings. Sometimes our visitors who apply don't realize that we want them to keep coming back. They need an invitation. They don't count for visitor points, so don't worry about that. But the vice president can make them feel really important and special and send them the link while their application is being processed each week. If it takes more than 2 weeks, please call your director and ask your director for some support, because it really shouldn't take that long. And we want to make sure that those people get dealt with quickly. All right, so that's the process for the application. And then I just want to let you know the chapter is also informed of the new application at the weekly meeting. That's when the chapter finds out about it. So pay attention during the membership committee update, because that's when you find out who's put in an application. Now, just to finalize things, once a decision is made, here's what happens. If it's approved, if the application's approved, the membership committee informs the applicant with a nice, happy phone call, confirms that their business specialty is going to be this, and confirms that they still want to be a member of the chapter. And they will, of course, say, yes, thank you so much for the phone call. I would love to be part of the chapter. And then the membership committee approves the member in BNI Connect, and the regional office reconciles the application and the payment and activates the membership. So all of that happens quickly because we took the prepayment and we know that they're financially able. So that is 70% of our applicants are accepted, but 30% aren't. So if your membership committee declines the membership, what we ask them to do is to inform us, me particularly, in the regional office. Let me know that you've declined an application. What made you come to that decision? It might be that you had 2 applicants in the same category and only one of them could get in, or it might be for another reason. let me know what that is. And it could possibly be that they weren't the right fit for your chapter. So what I will do is inform them that their application was not successful, and then I will give them some next steps. Those next steps might include visiting other chapters to see if they can find a good fit. And if so, we will help them transfer their application to those chapters. If not, we'll refund their money. And that's as easy as we can make it. So I'm going to stop the share and say, oh, there I am. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you watched it all the way through. If you made it all the way to here, pop a CEU point in to your CEUs, okay? Thank you very much. I hope this helps you guys. Visitor follow-up, by the way, will help you be a better business owner, because you know what it really is? Sales 101. Follow up, make relationships, keep the contacts coming, and all is good. All right. Thanks a lot, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, it's over now. Bye.